We all know how I particularly feel about the Resident Evil 3 remake. What the fuck is this dodge mechanic? It doesn't work half the fucking time. I can't tell you how many times I dodged and still got hit, especially with the hunters. Fuck these things, by the way. A lot of people have made a lot of points of why Resident Evil 3 Remake isn't nearly as good as Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I agree with like 99% of them. But here's the way that I started to look at the game. Yes, it's not as good as Daddy Leon and Mama Claire's adventures, but look at the game by itself. What if we only got the Resident Evil 3 Remake and we never got the Resident Evil 2 Remake? There would be nothing to compare it to. Imagine how much our opinions would change of the game. Now I know the first thing that people would flip out on is the remake of the RPD and Carlos's section, because just listen to that save room theme. This is what you hear when you die and go to heaven. People would go absolutely nuts over this RPD remake because, I mean, it's so detailed, it's not even funny. And one of the facts that it wouldn't be a reused asset and people haven't seen 100 times before, and I may be calling myself out because I may have put a lot of hours into the game, but anyway. Now we all know why Resident Evil 2 Remake came out first, is because you can't have one without the other. The things just wouldn't make sense chronologically. But just keep it in your head that this is all hypothetical. I mean, just first of all, Resident Evil 3 is an amazing looking game. I mean, you can see the sweat drip out of Jill's pores, which may turn some people on. So all you Jill fetishizers out there, just turn your ears off for a moment, because we're about to get in some graphic detail. I mean, whenever you walk down the streets of Raccoon City, it feels like you're in a living, breathing, real shitty town. I mean, you can't walk 10 feet without getting your face fucking ripped off. But here's the point that I'm trying to make. If we didn't have the RE2 remake to compare to the RE3 remake, the game would have been much more positively received. The only issue that I see with the game is that it's way too short as a standalone game. I mean, I can beat the game in an hour without the infinite rocket launcher. But here's the thing people don't think about. Most of us can beat Resident Evil 2 in about an hour of just regular gameplay. But in Resident Evil 2, there are 4 playthroughs to go through. Leon A and B, Claire A and B. Now, if you play Resident Evil 3 and complete all the records and the challenges, the game's about 35, 36 hours long, you can ask me. But you also have to not shit your pants while you're walking down the RPD hallways. But Resident Evil 2 also has its secondary game modes to go for it, which is the Force Survivor, the Tofu Survivor, whatever in the fuck that's all about, the Ghost Survivor, whatever. There's like 6 other game modes that I haven't even bothered to play yet because I'm still working on the main story and getting all the records done, and it is not fun. But Resident Evil 3, if they wanted to add different game modes, all they have to do is just have a free DLC or a $2 to $5 DLC. I already paid $60 for a fucking 2-hour long game. I'm not paying very much more for DLC. But they also have Resistance, which we all know how I feel about particularly. But since I've made the last video, I've heard that it is a lot better with all the updates now, but I'm not going to find out for myself because I don't care enough to. You won't get me to play it, I refuse to play it. But if you do play it and you find it fun, it's infinite amount of hours of fun. So there you go. Resident Evil 3 isn't nearly as bad as people are saying. That was really fucking weird. I hope that caught on camera. Jesus Christ.